Hey everyone, I thought I'd show you a tip I picked up about undoing brake lines. The way these work, these are a sort of a wee threaded nut that goes into the master cylinder or your brake caliper or whatever it is. There's a pipe here. In the old days these used to be made out of copper with a flared end on it, and the flared end pushes in onto the master cylinder. That's how it creates a seal. And when they get old like this, there's no way in hell you would ever undo them with a spanner. That's the wrong size. No way you'd ever undo them with a spanner, even with those special brake spanners that I've seen. They're like the end of a ring spanner, but with a notch cut in them, so you can go in and twist it that way. I still think I've nailed these nuts before on those things, and I still think this is the easiest way I've figured out how to do it, and still give you a nut that's intact that you can use again. What I've got here is some very, very cheap vice grips. I bought these for a couple of bucks, just at a local parts store, but they're actually quite good at doing this. These, the teeth on these aren't too hard. I'll probably file them off one day and have these as my usual brake vice grips. Now what I do, can't probably quite see it there, but what I've done is you line up so the wee vice grip part of it is right on the square edge of the nut. You tighten it up. You try and have a go a few times to see if you can do it a bit looser, and you just got to watch it the whole time. You've got to be very careful. It's feel and watching, and if you just slowly come into it, you'll undo the nut like that, and you can finish it then off with a spanner. Bit of CRC before you carry on is also a good idea. But yeah, I think this is the best way of getting these old ones off. I'm not even going to try these with a spanner, because I know, considering the age of the car and considering the colour of the brake fluid, how long the last time these things were ever off, I think it's no point in trying. So what I've done there, might even just zoom in a little bit. Got it right flat with the sides of the nut. So if you don't do it that way, you bite into the edges, you stuff the nut, and if you don't have it tight enough and you try and yank it without not watching, you'll just strip off the edge of the nut. So same again, just like that. Works on all different sizes of nut for these. Unless it's a fresh brake line and you know that it's good, you can use a spanner. Everything else, use a pair of vice clips. Whenever you're undoing old brake lines, bit of CRC first, and slow and careful with the nut. Especially if they're old, don't go in and just, like you would any other bolt, just give it a yank and away you go. They're very soft and they seize up quite readily. So go buy yourself a cheap pair of vice grips, save yourself a lot of time, a lot of headaches. That's all for now.